You worked for 40 years. You saved. You did everything right. And somewhere deep down, you always assumed that when the time came, your kids would get what you built. So here's the question nobody at the bank ever asked you. What if the system was never designed to let that happen? At least, not for you. Think about it this way. Imagine you spend your whole life filling a bucket with water, drop by drop. Then, the moment you're gone, someone drills holes in the bottom before your kids can pick it up. That's not an accident. That's architecture. Here's what's actually happening. Right now, $83 trillion in wealth is sitting in boomer hands, your generation's lifetime of savings, home equity, and retirement accounts. And a quiet legal machine has been set up to decide whose kids keep it and whose kids lose it. The July 2025 One Big Beautiful Bill just made that machine permanent. So who holds the chokehold? It's not one country, and it's not one company. It's the top 1.5% of U.S. households, roughly 1.5 million families, who control $35.8 trillion of that pile. They have access to tools most people have never heard of. GRATs, irrevocable trusts, family offices, generation-skipping transfers. Legal tools, expensive tools. Tools that were written, almost word for word, with the help of estate planning lawyers who lobbied for the bill's language. And what did the bill do for everyone else? It removed the urgency that used to push wealthy families to gift early, which means trillions of assets now sit frozen in trust structures. And when those finally hit the market all at once, the selling pressure lands on bid-starved markets. Regular retirement accounts get liquidated. Homes sell at fire sale prices. Your kids inherit the mess instead of the equity. Here's the real-world example that makes this concrete. Remember 2008? Millions of families watched their home values collapse because too many people were forced to sell at the same time. This is the same pressure cooker, except this time it's not subprime mortgages. It's forced decumulation across an entire generation, and the families without the right legal structure are the ones absorbing the loss. Now here's what makes this so hard to see. Probate, the legal process that transfers your assets after you die, can take 18 to 24 months. During that time, your kids can't touch your retirement account. They can't sell the house. And when the account finally transfers, the IRS treats it like ordinary income the year it's received, which can push your child into a higher tax bracket overnight, and then they owe 40% above certain thresholds. Millennials are already carrying 1.7 times more debt to income than boomers did at their age. This doesn't help them. It buries them. Meanwhile, the family with a properly engineered GRAT, a special trust that moves appreciation out of the estate at near zero tax cost, watches that same wealth glide to the next generation, virtually untouched. Same tax code, completely different outcome. The difference isn't luck, it's access. And before anyone says this is a conspiracy, it's not. It's something more durable than that. It's incentive alignment so perfect that once you're inside the system of irrevocable trusts and family offices, the system protects itself automatically. Advisors aren't villains. They're genuinely offering legal tools that work. But those tools cost tens of thousands of dollars to build, and they only make financial sense if you're already close to the exemption line. Everyone else is playing by rules written for someone else's game. So the real question isn't, is the estate tax fair? The real question is, what assumption did you swallow whole? Most of us were told that markets and probate are neutral, that wealth transfers are just natural arithmetic. But if 1.5% of households keep their assets in GST-exempt structures with stepped-up basis, and everyone else faces the full probate grind and income tax hits, that's not neutral. That's a designed outcome. Which brings us to what actually matters for you right now. Where do you stand on this equation? Have you looked at your estate plan in the last 5 years? Do you know what happens to your retirement account the day after you're gone? Not in theory, but in actual tax consequence? Do your kids know? Because the 2025 bill will fade into history books. The lattice of trusts and permanent exemptions will not. And the families who understood what was coming, who asked the right questions early, are the ones who gave their kids a real inheritance instead of a legal and financial maze. So here's what I want to leave you with. The margin of safety you built over 40 years deserves a plan that matches it. Not just a will, not just a beneficiary form. A real conversation with someone who can show you which side of this equation your family is on, and what it would take to move it. What's the one thing in your estate plan you've been meaning to revisit but kept putting off? Start there. That's the first domino.